Hello, my name is Anaya Ramirez, and this is my personal experience speech. Today, I will be speaking about my pregnancy/labor experience. At 20 years old, I found out that I was pregnant in February of 2023. Scared was an understatement because prior, I had told myself I did not want any kids at all. I liked kids, but I didn't know if I wanted kids for myself. Um, so when I found out I was pregnant, I was so scared. I cried for about 3 days because I did not know what to do. Um, and not only that, but I want to say 3 months prior, I was going through some of the darkest times of my life. So having a baby, I was not sure how that was gonna go. Ultimately, I decided to keep him and went through with the pregnancy. The next 9 months would be so many ups and downs. I went I moved to Phoenix with my baby's father in hopes to start new life, something better for us. And it was just a roller coaster of emotions, especially with my hormones being all the time up and down. I was angry all the time. I was scared all the time. I was emotional all the time. It was just a lot. Um, and then my labor came pretty fast. I want to say pregnancy goes like this. It is crazy because just yesterday it feels like I was still pregnant. But no, I am now with a 1 year old. He came out at 41 weeks. I wanted a natural birth, so I gave him more time. I'm like, please come out. But ultimately, I had to get a C section, and that was my decision just because he was a big boy. And by the time they were like, hey, like, you need to make a decision, I knew that he was still not gonna want to come out. And not only that, but he was big. He was 9 pounds 9 ounces. And so when they told me that, I was like, okay. I was mentally preparing myself for anything, for everything and anything that could happen. The anesthesiologist came in and explained the process to me of how everything works, which I am grateful that he did come in because he put me at ease. But what I was not expecting was the needle that they put. I got the spinal tap, I believe, instead of the epidural. Was this long? It was this long, and I was like, oh, what? But they're like, it's a pinch, only a pinch, and I was like, okay. So when they did um, put that in me, it felt like a pinch. I was like, okay, like, thank you, like, thank goodness for not lying to me. And within almost instantly, I want to say I went numb because they're like, oh, you're like feeling anything? They would tap certain parts of my legs, my stomach. I was like, no. So they laid me down and the process started. I believe they cut through 7 layers of your skin to be able to get to the baby, which is crazy to me because I did not feel any of that whatsoever. And my baby's father, he was in there and he decided to look over and he gave me a mortified look and he was like, are you not feeling anything? I was like, no, like I can like feel the movements on my stomach, but that's about it. And not only that, but my baby still didn't want to come out when they had reached him. So they had to push on my stomach. And I felt that, but it didn't hurt. Like, I just felt the movement. And that's when he came out, ultimately, at 10:58 p.m. on November 2nd of 2023. When the stigma, I know there's stigma around C-sections and, like, bad reputations, like, oh, like, you have a C-section. Anytime I tell somebody I got a C-section, they have like a scared look, and I always tell them like it was not that bad. I know people make it seem that bad. It's not. I think it just all depends on like where you go, the doctors you get. And honestly, if there is a nurse or a doctor that you don't like, they're really easy with replacing them, getting you someone new. Because I did have a doctor that was kind of rude, and I was just like, I was like, no. I was like, no. So I got someone new, but overall, my experience with my labor was pretty good. Although I did not get the natural birth I wanted, I had a good experience, and my baby is now 1 year and 1 month. That is my story.